Alright, how's it going everyone? Welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm just going back to my existing collection, so if you didn't see my previous video I was up to Cathedral, so I talked about several releases by that band, so today I'm just continuing down the alphabet and I'm up to CE. So I have 5 CDs to talk about, 3 bands. It's pretty eclectic, there's a bit of variety, so hopefully something for everyone, but just wait and see. So I'll get started. So the first CD I'm going to talk about is the one I put on in the background. This is Sentinex with Hell Brigade. So you can see here I've actually got the promotional copy, but it's a damn good album. So a little bit of background, why do I have the promotional copy? It was given to me as a gift actually from by my buddy Ken from Ken's Death Metal Crypt. So Ken, thanks a lot. I'm still listening all these years later. So I got this, back in the tape trading days, probably about 20 years ago now actually, but I still listen to this from time to time. Lately when I've listened to it, I thought, actually I should give it more attention. It's awesome, it's really good. The benefit of this is that there's actually a description on the back, so I can just read it to you to save you from my ramblings. But so this is describing this release. Hellspawn from Sweden, masters of true dark death metal Sentinex, return with their 5th opus to devastate all trends. Striking with merciless brutality, freezing atmospheres and killer melodies combined with guttural vocals, Hell Brigade is one of the best albums to come out of Scandinavia in years. Still retaining that Swedish personality, but not comparable to any other. Sentinex brings us brutal death metal delivered with true conviction and no compromises. Pure hate and aggression, with bonus tracks, killer production, and mastered by Peter Tagtren at Abyss Studios. Welcome to the hellish sounds written in blood by Sweden's Sentinex and delivered by the Hell Brigade. So, that is a pretty thorough description, so I don't need to say a whole lot more, but there are additional things I feel I need to say. So this is saying it's primarily death metal. That's true, but it definitely crosses over with elements of black metal. So I would say, like sometimes they come up with this term blackened death metal, possibly, because there are some similarities with bands that play that style. So what they are definitely accurate about is that it has a very Swedish sound. Like as soon as you hear this band, they sound unmistakably Swedish, as do a lot of bands in those like death metal and black metal genres from Sweden. So it's kind of, to me, a melting pot of a lot of aspects of really good Swedish bands. Like in this I can hear elements and aspects of some bands are necrophobic, aspects of At the Gates, also Dissection even, and I think definitely, even though they describe this as purely death metal, you can definitely hear those sort of like quirky, bouncy rhythms and melodies that are often prominent in Dissection songs, so I really like that. Even in some songs they feature some clean vocals, which are sort of similar to Garm, so it's sounding a bit like Ulver or Arcturus in certain parts, but primarily I would say the band that this sounds most like is necrophobic, definitely. So if you like those kinds of bands, this will definitely be up your alley. So awesome album, like every song is fantastic, a lot of great riffs, melodies, just that Swedish atmosphere is forever present, and yeah, that's really fantastic. My favourite tracks on this would be track 6, which is Blood Conqueror, also track 7, Never Ending Hell, and track 8, Nightbreeder. They're just some of the catchier songs to me, but honestly the whole album from beginning to end is marvellous. Really, really good. So I would go so far as saying that even though this is the only album I own, I actually want to pick up some more albums by this band because that's how good they are. So yeah, the track Blood Conqueror, it's very similar to the atmosphere on Necrophobic's The Nocturnal Silence, so you get the picture. Yeah, so if you like any or a combination of these bands, Necrophobic, At the Gates, Dissection, maybe even Dawn, stuff like that, Sacramentum in some parts, you'll definitely like this. So just excellent melodic Swedish black death. This is Sentinex with Hell Brigade. And once again, thanks Ken. Alright, so coming up to the next one in the collection, the next 3 albums are by the one band. So up next we have Children of Bodom with Bestbreeder, which is from best of 1997 to 2000. So Children of Bodom are a band which obviously need no introduction. Very successful worldwide and with good reason, in my opinion. They're one of those bands that have kind of polarized a lot of metal fans. Like a lot of people really love them, a lot of people dislike them quite a lot. And I don't understand the resentment, honestly, because I think this band is super talented. I've always liked them. I think some people sometimes, when a band's commercially successful, they hold that against them, which It doesn't make any sense to me, but anyway, that's just my spin on it. But I think they're a brilliant band. I do understand that maybe it's not the style for everyone, but if someone's reason for not liking them is musical, I do understand that. But just for reasons of commercial success, totally silly. Anyway, this is a Japanese release which I bought in Thailand, so it's sort of like a greatest hits compilation, covering greatest hits from 3 albums: Something Wild, Hatebreeder, and Follow the Reaper, which some would consider their most iconic, influential albums, like from the early days. But if for some reason you're in no way familiar with Children of Bodom, what I really like about this band is I think they're so distinct and unique. They sound like no other band. It's basically a combination of melodic death metal, power metal, aspects of black metal even, and also like that Yngwie Malmsteen guitar wizardry stuff. So meld all of those together and that's basically what you've got. So some people choose to call them melodic death metal, some call them power metal, some call them melodic black metal. It's like a fusion of all of those things, but honestly, no other band sounds like this band. So I think they're in a league of their own. Children of Bodom played their own style, basically, and I love it. It's just super catchy, melodic, energetic. It gets me going, so I really like this. And if you're not familiar with this band, unlikely, this would be a good album to start with because it's just a snapshot of their early sound. So this was from the days where their sound has evolved over the years, but like in the early days, it was very sort of like staccato, fast picking riffing and like melodies, you know, with the keyboards played a prominent role and the raspy vocals and everything. But like this album, this compilation is just pure energy, like most of their music. So fantastic. Just show you the booklet. So you see here you've got the original lineup, and they've got some liner notes all in Japanese. So this is pretty interesting. I think it was a Japanese compilation actually, but they also have the lyrics in English as well. And band photo there. So it comes on this plain blue disc, which I just fucking well dropped. And there's a photo of the band again. Yep, so just a moment. Yeah, so as I said, this is just a like brilliant compilation of their early material. You can't go wrong. There's 17 tracks here, including 4 live tracks from when they performed in Japan. Those live renditions are absolutely amazing. In those, the band proved that their skills are not studio frills. Like, it sounds just as perfectly executed, precise, and competent as it does in terms of the studio material. Plus there's the live energy, the crowd goes crazy, it's awesome. It also includes a cover of the Billy Idol song Rebel Yell. I know a lot of bands have covered that song. Yeah, in my opinion that song's okay. It's a little bit overrated, but it is catchy, you're always singing along. But the majority of these tracks are from their studio album. So my favorite tracks on this out of the 17 songs are probably some of the band's most iconic ones, namely Warheart, also Silent Night, Bottom Night, Towards Dead End, the song called Children of Bodom, which has got like this crazy wizard-like guitar solo, it's awesome. Also Downfall, classic Children of Bodom song, it's great, and that one's actually performed live, the crowd goes crazy on that. Also Follow the Reaper, great keyboard lines and melodies in that song. Also Every Time I Die, Mask of Sanity, and Hate Me. So I think I've mentioned 8 songs there on this 17-track album, but absolutely brilliant. And as I said, the live tracks are great. So that's Children of Bodom with Bestbreeder from 97 to 2000. From 97 to 2000. All right. Okay, up next, another Children of Bodom album. This is Are You Dead Yet, which came out in 2005, 2006. I'll just cut to the chase with this one. This is my favorite Children of Bodom album of all time. I think it's absolutely brilliant. 10 tracks on this, they all destroy. Like, it's just brilliant. Which is quite funny actually, because I've read some critic reviews of this where they trashed this album, and I think, how can you? But anyway, everyone's entitled to their opinion, I suppose. But yeah, this is the album. Like, by this stage, the band's got loads of albums, and I don't own all of them. Their sound had evolved a bit, so they sort of, in the early days, it was very fast and energetic, and I think they've always retained that element, but in this one, they sort of, it's a more refined approach, I think, but like, still loaded with energy, and that same formula, like the guitar wizard solos, the keyboard solos, the symphonic element, and the cross between melodic death metal and power metal, and Alexi's harsh, raspy vocals. Like, it's just amazing. And what I love about this album is, to me, it's just super catchy. Like, every track, apart from this, what's the song, Punch Me, I Bleed. I used to think that one didn't grab me as much, but actually it's just as catchy as the others, so all fantastic. I find that this album gets better as it goes on too. Like, from track 5 onwards, the second half of the album, that's when it really just gets better and better, in my opinion. So yeah, I love all of the songs on this. So my favorite tracks: Living Deadbeat, the opening track; Are You Dead Yet? Some great guitar melodies in that song. If You Want Peace, Prepare for War is just like bombastic, full of energy, explosive. It's fantastic. Now, In Your Face, track 5, that was one of the singles from this album. That's my favorite Children of Bodom song of all time, just because, not because of the pre-chorus, which is I don't give a flying fuck, motherfucker, even though that's really catchy, but just the keyboard melody in that song. It's got such a distinctly Finnish sound and so full of energy. That's an eargasm, that melody in the chorus. So In Your Face, and the shouty vocals, with Incoming and everything. I've just always loved that song. So In Your Face, my favorite song on the album. And then it just gets better and better, like Next in Line, track 6, with the keyboard melodies, so catchy. Track 7, Bastards of Bodom. Track 8 was the other single from this album, Trash Lost and Strung Out. Like, just some great breakdown riffs, and like the keyboard melodies really tinkly and Finnish sounding. Again, it's awesome. And then We're Not Gonna Fall, just super awesome, heavy, catchy riff in that, and like really anthemic chorus. Like, the riff is just kick-ass in that song, love it. And then it finishes with a very Children of Bodom-esque cover of the Ramones' Somebody Put Something in My Drink. Super fun, full of energy, with all of the keyboards and the Children of Bodom style backing vocals. It's just awesome. So yeah, nothing bad to say about this album at all. Like, 10 out of 10, absolutely brilliant. If you haven't heard this album, give it a chance. I think you'll really like it. Maybe my biased opinion, but I think it's awesome. Yeah, so that's all I have to say. Children of Bodom with Are You Dead Yet? Okay. So up next, another Children of Bodom album. This is Halo of Blood. So you can see here, first of all, very cool cover art. The Grim Reaper on snow. Very Finnish. And it comes in this really nice fold-out digipack. Now, don't want it to fall apart here. Take this stuff out. Yeah, so you've got the disc here, the Reaper band photo, and 2 discs. So you actually have the album, and then the DVD, which is the making of this album. So they show footage of the band in the studio, actually recording the songs and tracking and everything. Also interviews and conversations with the band. By the way, I think this band, I really like the personalities of the people within the band. They seem like cool guys, and it's always entertaining to watch them work and, in interviews and everything. So I really enjoyed that. This album, not sure what year it came out. Oh, you see this one? This is also Japanese edition. It came with an obi strip, which I've managed to keep. Quite nice. And here is the booklet. So, yeah, again, Japanese version, so you've got all these liner notes. Haven't taken the time to read those because I don't read Japanese. Can't speak the language. Yeah. So, cool fold-out poster of the band. And nice, clearly readable lyrics. Yeah. So, this album, Halo of Blood, once again, it's a very good album. I would say that in a way, Children of Bodom are kind of like AC/DC, not stylistically, but in the sense that they have a formula, an established sound, and once you're familiar with that sound, if you like them, you're pretty much going to enjoy every album. So that was the case with me. I really do like this album a lot. I will say that in comparison to Are You Dead Yet, there aren't as many standout tracks on this. Like, when I say that, I do like every track on the album, but they don't stand apart from each other as distinctly as with on Are You Dead Yet, for example. But, that same brilliant formula, like very talented playing from all members of the band, still that fusion of melodic death metal, power metal, keyboards, guitar wizardry, raspy vocals, and as always with this band, like brilliant grip on melody. Yeah, so another good album, like what you're going to get. I really like this. I play it as a sort of background music when I'm having a busy morning or something. Like this is when I'm at home, that is, not at work. Yeah, but yeah, really do enjoy it. Although I said there aren't too many standout tracks, a couple of my favorites actually would be track 5, Bottom Blue Moon. That's just got an awesome riff and chorus, and it's got a crazy keyboard solo at the end. But like yeah, just the riffing in Bottom Blue Moon, just fantastic. Like, it stands out for sure. Also track 6, Your Days Are Numbered, catchy riffs, enchanting keyboards, and a very catchy shouty chorus in that Children of Bodom style. Also some crazy guitar solos, so it sounds like classic Children of Bodom to me. And yeah, that song really has a great energy. So Your Days Are Numbered, The Days Are Numbered, track 6. And then also, my third favorite track is track 7, Dead Man's Hand on You. That is a slower and more thoughtful song. It's atmospheric with some pianos, so it's a bit sort of somber, but it's just got this great anthemic chorus, and it's showing you know, a more sort of thoughtful, somber side to this band. So like they usually blast at 1,000,000 miles an hour with energy, in a good way, I mean that, but then they can also explore other avenues and atmospheres and moods. So I think those 3 tracks are the best. Also, a little bonus on this are the bonus tracks at the end. Track 11, Crazy Nights, the cover of the song by Loudness. First of all, I love the band Loudness and that song Crazy Nights. It's awesome. The cover on this is excellent, like really razor sharp and heavy. And they've got those shouty group vocals in the chorus, and instead of saying MZA like they do in the original one, they say COB for Children of Bodom. So that song is a lot of fun. Like, I think Loudness's original version is awesome. This cover is awesome. Pretty much every cover I've heard of this song is awesome. So Crazy Nights is a great track. And then track 12, they do a cover of Roxette's Sleeping in My Car. So Roxette, obviously a band which needs no introduction, pop rock band from the late 80s and 90s. I can honestly stand by this. I would say that Roxette were a very talented pop band. Like, it's a damn sight better than the garbage which comes out these days with pop music. Like, Roxette could actually write good songs, memorable quality songs, and this band does a great cover of that song, which is also a lot of fun. So yeah, those bonus tracks, yeah, really add something to this album too. So yeah, definitely worth checking out. Another good one by Children of Bodom, that's Halo of Blood. So speaking of Children of Bodom, obviously everyone knows the story that a couple of years ago there was a split in the band, and Alexi parted ways with the other members. I think it was creative differences or something, but then Alexi formed Bodom After Midnight with the guitarist who stayed with him, and then some new members, and then sadly that was all cut off when he passed away at the end of last year. And it's really, it's a deep shame, because Alexi was a brilliantly talented musician. He brought something unique and original to metal music in general, as he was the primary songwriter. And from what I saw in interviews, he seemed like a charismatic, cool guy. So only young too, like 41. So it's really tragic that he passed away. But this band has left a tremendous legacy with their music and with Alexi's music. And I think those albums, 10 albums or something, they'll live on forever. So they're the only 3 albums I actually own by this band. But because they have so many albums and you know what to expect, I haven't picked the rest up in a hurry, but I will gradually over time. But I think they're a really good band, and people should at least give them a chance. As I said, commercial success, yes, but it's well deserved because they're a good band. And remember, Finland is a country where metal tops the charts. Like Moonsorrow got #1 on the charts, so there you go. Anyway, that's Children of Bodom. Alright, so last CD I'm going to talk about today. This is Corpus Christi with The Fire God. Right, so 2 members of the band. If you're not familiar, Corpus Christi are a black metal band from Portugal, actually. So Portugal is one of those countries where it's, I think, these days especially, like very up and coming for black metal. There's always been black metal bands from there, but now there's like quite a cult scene growing there. This one came out in the early 2000s. I bought this through Relapse in the early 2000s, and the reason I bought it, because in the Relapse mail order catalogue, this was marketed as sounding like Marduk. They said it sounds very similar to Marduk's Panzer Division Marduk, which is Marduk, my favourite black metal band. That's one of my favourite albums by them, so I just jumped on this straight away. Having said that, I do agree with them. Like the first track, Victory, it's got a very Panzer Division Marduk-esque guitar sound, tone and everything. But in my opinion, this band is so much more than just that style which Marduk play. A lot of the riffs, unlike Marduk, it's not blast beats all the time. There's a lot of marching riffs, so it's more sort of like mid-paced and catchy in parts, but that guitar, that fearsome guitar tone is really there, which is really cool. Also, there's a lot of striking riffs and melodies in the riffs, just like Marduk, also similar to Mayhem, like certain Mayhem songs, you know, like whether it be De Mysterious Dom Satanas or Grand Declaration of War, they've got those really striking melodies, and like you hear that with this band too, so that's really good. And also, there's a kind of pulse going to the music with the production and the bass and the drumming. It reminds me a little bit of Greek black metal as well, that sort of Hellenic pulse to some of those bands like Varathron and Necromantia. In fact, the overall bass sound and the production, especially with the drums and everything, it does remind me of Necromantia as well. So it's a really interesting blend of a lot of groups. Also, they're a bit more varied than Marduk in the sense that they do use keyboards sometimes, and there's also some pianos in the background. So it's really a unique combination with this band. So just having a look at the digipack, so they've got all of the lyrics in English except for one song in Portuguese. Nice disc as well, so this is a nice digipack. All songs on this are great. So my favorite tracks, track 1, Victory, which sounds a bit like Panzer Division Marduk. Also track 5, which is Lustania de Orgulho e Honra. So that's a Portuguese one, but I probably butchered the hell out of that. But that song, the bridge and the chorus riff in that song reminds me of Dark Throne's Gather for Attack on the Pearly Gates from the highly underrated Total Death album by Dark Throne. Yeah, really great striking melody on that. And there's also some prominent pianos on that track and synths behind the main driving riff, which is cool. Also track 6, Ultrasonic Violence, just that kind of great infectious melodic riff which Marduk and Mayhem are well known for doing, so that's great. Track 7, Lost Curse of Human Decay. There's some really symphonic and grand catchy keyboard lines on that song. And now track 8, Reflex of Nothingness. That is definitely Panzer Division Marduk style. So it's got some frantic riffs, blast beats, the screaming vocals, and like just that wild chaotic sound. So yeah, no complaints there. Also track 9, they do a great cover of Mayhem's Buried by Time and Dust. So very precisely executed, very well played, and the melodies, like the guitar melodies in the cover, are just so striking, so that's excellent. And it's also nice that a band is covering a different song from Death Crush and Freezing Moon for once. But yeah, just a great closer to a great album. So just to reiterate, this band, if you like bands such as Marduk, Mayhem, and Greek black metal bands such as Necromantia, or imagine a blend of those things with some classical flourishes and some symphonic elements, that's Corpus Christi. So it's a really interesting combination, good blend of aggression and atmosphere. This is one where I've owned it for many years now, but like I haven't listened to it that much. Lately I have a lot, and it's actually really good, so definitely worth checking out if you haven't heard it. So that's Corpus Christi with the Fire God. Alright everyone, so that's it for this video. I'm just keeping it short, doing 5 CDs. Hope it's short by your standards. But yeah, in the next video I'm probably going to continue with the existing CD collection. I have a ranking discography coming up, and yeah, loads more stuff to talk about, so I'm far from over yet. So once again, thanks a lot for your continued support. If you enjoyed the video and made it through to the end, thanks a lot, and don't forget to leave me a thumbs up to show me some support. I'd really appreciate it. As always, thanks for your support of this channel. Thanks for watching, liking, and don't forget to comment. If you have something to say, I'd like to hear from you. That'd be great. So in the meantime, take care, stay safe, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya.